Welcome back to BC Sports Cards. I'm BC, and today what I have for you is some TTM returns through the mail autographs. I started doing this maybe 6 or 8 months ago. Some of the other guys that do these, HOF of Cards, Mike at the Hot Corner, they do TTM videos quite often and kind of inspired me to do this. And where I get the addresses and the names of the players is from sportsforum.com. So you get your addresses there and you can track your progress when you send the autographs out, when you receive them, and see what kind of successes are out there. So it's really fun. It's a good way to get autographs. If you like those, obviously they're not going to be authenticated because you do send them to the player. Most of these are going to be retired players. I've done a lot of baseball in the past. I've got a lot of cards from the 80s when I collected when I was a kid. So I have a lot of those cards that I've gone through and picked some out that I want to send off. And so these right here, we're going to have 5 returns today. And I think they're all, there might be one baseball, but I think they're all going to be football. I had a bunch of football cards from the 80s. And so hopefully, I believe all these are returns. So what I plan to do in the future is maybe do a how-to video on the TTMs because I kind of just had to figure it out for myself. I knew the website, but then trying to figure out how to package the cards and send them off and how to do all that. So I may do a video on that in the future. But let's get into this. There's 5 returns here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's see what we can find. I'm very anxious to see who I got here. And there we go. The first one. I'm a Dolphins guy, and this is Lyle Blackwood. That's an awesome autograph. So he put his number on there, and he put a little Bible scripture on there, John 3:16. He played for the Dolphins in the 80s. Part of the Killer Bee defense, and so I always liked watching them play when I was a kid. Huge Dolphins fan, so glad to have that one. Thank you, Mr. Blackwood, on that. Thank you for sending me your autograph. Next up, like I said, most of these are going to be football, I think, the ones I've sent out. And this is going to be another Dolphins great, Dwight Stevenson, Hall of Fame center. Man, look at that. This is his rookie card right here, I do believe. That is sweet. He's one of the greatest centers that's ever played the game. Obviously, he was on a lot of the Dan Marino teams and snapped for Marino. These are awesome. I'm so stoked for this. 2 autographs. This one's an 84 right here, and I believe this one is an 86. Pretty sure. 84 and 86. Kind of the same pose in those 2 cards, but he doesn't look too happy. But I'm happy that he signed both of these cards for me, so I'm stoked to have those 2. Thank you, Mr. Stevenson, on your autograph. All right. It's nice to get a Hall of Fame autograph in the mail. And this one, oh my gosh, here we go. Dan Hampton, look at that. He signed it up top, which I'm fine with because the jersey obviously is dark black. And so Hall of Fame defensive end or defensive tackle for the 1985 Super Bowl champion Bears, Dan Hampton, Hall of Famer, and he inscribed it Hall of Fame 2002. That is sick. Sick. That is awesome. Thank you, Mr. Hampton. These are just going to look awesome in the collection. So we're doing great on these. I'm overly excited, as you can tell. All right, 4th one up. And look at that. Man. Kellen Winslow, Hall of Fame, tight end. Played for a lot of good Chargers teams in the 80s. And he inscribed it as well. Hall of Fame class of 95. Interesting story about him. I played football at Murray State University in the mid-90s, and our head coach surprised us one night, had Mr. Winslow come and speak to us, and it was just awesome to meet him. And so I'm so glad to have his autograph now, and just, that's awesome. Awesome. So that's 3 Hall of Fame autographs right there. So this has been an awesome return. I love doing TTM. Last one. Let's see if what we got in this one. And looky there, we got Mr. Lyle Blackwood's brother, Glenn. So these, I don't know if they're twins or not. I'm not really sure. They look a lot alike. Obviously, you can tell they're brothers, but I had Glenn's as well, knew that he signed TTM, so I got his too. So for me, this has been an awesome return on these TTMs right here, because I've got mainly I've got 3 Dolphin returns, and then the Dan Hampton and the Winslow. And so you can't beat it. It takes a little time, a little effort, but the return is just awesome. And if I had to pick, it's hard to pick my favorite. I really like the Winslow because he was such a great tight end. And the Dwight Stevenson, I've always liked Dwight Stevenson. So those 2 I think are my favorites. So tell me what you think. Do you like TTMs? Do you think it's worth it? I do. I mean, obviously I'm not trying to sell these, but they're going in the collection. I like to collect autographs, and I mean, yeah, you spend a buck, 2 stamps basically, and then just some time. And so it's a real good way to get autographs if you like to collect them. And so tell me what you think of the returns I got today. Leave a comment down below. Tell me which one was your favorite. Like this video and give me a thumbs up, and hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.